the part of the zone where we discuss the movie.
Yes.
So go ahead and pick out your notes
Yes.
and turn. So the first question.
Yes.
What was the name of the movie? Anyone tell me? I saw Elder put his hand first.
Second chance.
The second chance, if I ain't gonna praise. That's all I get there. Second chance. Alright, let's do this. So what did y'all think of the movie?
I liked it.
Liked it, didn't like it? One liked it.
It was
Decent movie.
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead, Elder.
I was waiting for Monday to come out and say,
What did you?
what y'all doing?
Yeah. Alright. Well, anybody want to start talking?
Yeah.
Any questions or anything anyone learned or anything comments? Brother MC?
Seems to me that movie dealt with a lot of what we were talking about today with humbleness. It seemed like nobody was humbling themselves in that movie, and it was causing a lot of problems, causing a lot of people to just not take in what they should be taking in from people of God, so to speak. And one person who did, well, other than the children, one person who did humble himself, the janitor man, he put himself in the wrong. He saw all the wrong he did. Didn't even look at the wrong the other guy was doing. Because, the guy was saying, I shouldn't have done that. He's like, no, what I did was wrong. He washed that man's feet. He showed inspiration to others to try and show the love of God. And I thought that was I don't want to say eye-opener, because a lot of people here already know that, but it was just bringing that to light a lot. Because the movie kind of made him to be a little bit, I don't want to say stupid, but
Slow.
yes, slow or something like that. But the point of it was, he didn't feel he knew everything. And I like that.
I'll make it fun for that. Shining light on that humbleness.
Yeah.
Good call, very good call. Elder Linnell.
I like what Montreal was saying. Along with that, what I got out of it, one of my notes is that I wrote down forgiveness. Where is it? And that was one of the biggest things that I saw in the movie. They would always talk about somebody else being judgmental, and yet they were still being judgmental. And especially the leaders, where he talked about clipping the man's wings, and they hadn't even counseled him or given him a second chance, as the movie was called. So to me, it exaggerated on the fact of how we need to not be so judgmental and forgive others, especially those who are in leadership. I mean, what kind of example were they setting for other people? Yet not even to talk about those who were in leadership, that they weren't forgiven.
Maybe a father hand class praise for that. Yeah, that's something else that I noticed too. The judgmental stuff. A lot of that was going on. Like Brother MT said with the humbleness as well. Is now bringing a lot of stuff to me, because nobody was humble. Like everyone was just like, oh, and I said pointing a finger at the other person. It was getting on my nerves. I was like, man, come on.
All right.
Like y'all want to say this church is better than this church and whatnot, and it's like y'all both wrong. Like, come on, look at yourselves.
Yep.
And it uses Jesus as a business.
Okay.
Remember,
I
man.
got that on here too. Let me.
Hey, I want to hit on that. Using Jesus as a business. And the man started out saying, I ain't here to get y'all money. That's like, I mean,
What?
Go ahead, Elder.
Well, I actually have a lot of notes. So surprise, right? But anyway, using Jesus as a business. I was thinking, so where the head goes, so does the rest of the body. I mean, the black guy was a rebellious leader, and it's like he was angry and had basically given up on a lot of stuff. And his congregation mimicked mirrored him to me, especially the first time the choir started singing. That, I mean, that was like the pastor's attitude right there in the choir stand. And then, oh, the white, the main guy, the big pastor that was over both churches, he had the mindset of that guy that was pushing for money, pushing for this. You know, he had accepted that line where, you know, well, yeah, we can go to this and we can go to this. It's like he had left his first love. So his decision making affected the majority of the board. Okay.
That's true, get fine hand clap for that. Anybody else wanna touch on that? Go ahead, Brother MT.
I'm saying using Jesus as a business. A lot of times, the people would say, I want to do this because it's the Lord's plan. It's like they would throw that in there to justify what they were doing, making it obvious that they just wanted to get it done because they wanted to get it done.
If I make like praise for that I definitely talk a lot of I've had a lot of wishing, using him as a genie. Y'all know the famous lottery scene.
Yes. Yes.
Like, man, that was some serious prayer. And you know, I mean, it's alright, cause he giving him 15%, he win instead of 15%. So, I mean, put Jesus' name at the end of it, you got yourself a prayer, right? No. No. But yeah, I saw a lot of that throughout the movie, a lot of, even the points that they were trying to make where it's supposed to be a revelation stuff, like, it is said their moral, and that Jesus snapped to the end of it and was like, this is the moral, catch it kind of thing. So, go ahead, Brother MT.
Going back to that man with the lottery, he seemed a bit unstable in his beliefs. Not just with the lottery, he just seemed superstitious and everything. He had a lucky tie, and he was upset about that. He didn't get the lottery ticket from the white guy because he didn't want to jinx it. And so it's like he's got his foot in y'all's door, another foot in his lucky tie door, and a third foot to put somewhere else. Just to make sure that he's set, making everybody happy. And that's why he was fishing.
Oh, man, if I had I didn't even know that. That's a good catch. Go ahead, Selena.
To piggyback on what MC said about the guy and his superstitious behavior, it brought to mind what I have on here, how it was hard to tell the believers. I was thinking about Smokey Norfolk song, when all the believers stand up.
Yeah.
And it's hard to tell who the believers were, because, I mean, the preacher getting up there cursing and thing, and then the other preacher going out buying the lottery ticket for the guy, it'll be our secret, you know. All that, it was a lot of worldly stuff in it, and they didn't address. It was like painting over it to make it seem like that was okay. It was okay for that preacher to stand up there and curse and thing, and then at the end, he get his church back.
Man, don't get me started on that. It's all hands clap praise. Man, I saw a lot of that. Woo! I'm like, so yeah, that's okay. All right. And we're gonna rebel. Like, the way to keep the church is to rebel. Like, it was just, I was thinking this is probably not nice, but I was like, y'all probably took that church away from you for a reason.
Yeah.
To tell y'all to get yourselves together, you know, I don't know, but.
And what did he do? He blamed the man.
Woo!
I also wanted to, I'm hesitant in saying this, I want to make sure I say it right, but if I don't, this meaning, kind of the quote unquote lack of faith that people had, I want to say in each other, I saw it more so in each other than I did so, in lack of faith in God, which if you see the scenes of that in there, I'm not saying there weren't scenes, I'm just saying I saw more of the lack of faith in each other. Like they would put things in their own hands in order to get stuff done. I want to quit a game. Okay, I'm gonna go to the gang members and beat them up for you. And make sure that you get out of this game. And I'm not saying, it's entirely wrong to help people. I'm just saying that there are a lot of instances where somebody would say, I want to do something, and then the person would take it into their own hands. Like, I want to see my wife and kids, okay, here's some money that I'm going to give you. And then as soon as he found out he was a druggie, he lost all his faith in that man. Well, I should say he lost 75% of his faith. And then when the guy said, how you know he's not under the bridge, then he lost all of his faith.
Yes.
And there's just a lot of scenes where people were trying to take things into their own hands and not really believe. And faith without works is dead. We all know that. You gotta do something to get something out of it. But I just saw a lot of strong parts where they didn't feel like they could trust something other than themselves. And I hope I'm getting this out right.
Yes.
Yeah, I got what you were saying. Good job. Go ahead, Elder Melina, then I will know it after.
Piggybacking on to MC, I thought the same thing, and I have a real capital letter says, anybody prayed. You didn't see anybody seeking the Father for direction on nothing. Boy, so I totally agree with what you were saying.
And then, that's what I was thinking too, how, did anybody do anything,
Yeah.
Everyone was just doing stuff for themselves, and like you were talking about the janitor, and the janitor said, I was reading the Bible, it's like, oh, well, somebody actually read something, he didn't say, oh, this is what Jesus did, and that was the example, and I was like, I thought that was gonna be like a huge turning point, like, oh, we've been relying on ourselves the whole time, let's go back to the word, let's go back to what it did.
The old man on the roof. Started studying.
I bet you it was his own notes, though. Man, it was a mess. But, go ahead, over everyone else.
Mine is also along the same lines, but mine is, I don't know why I ended up usually having a question, but mine was more like a question, because I had wrote down that Ethan's character, to me, he started out wrong, walking in disobedience when the man told him he told him to talk over the pledges and not to have the guy, and it's like he was doing that out of spite, and I'm like, okay, this is supposed to be a ministry or a church, what's going on here? And my question was, where did it seem like that this character was not really, well, I thought that his position was an associate pastor, which meant that he was over people, but yet and still, like you said, where was the prayer? And then they showed him, okay, he's at a pastor or associate pastor level, and yet and still, he doesn't pray over his food only because he sees the other guy praying over the food. And he doesn't make a decision about where he's going to live until he feels that, okay, we should live poorly like the other poor people, not because y'all said it to or anything like that, just because I feel this thing going on. It's like, what is going on with this character? So that's why I wanted to know, did y'all have any more insight about this character that I kind of missed or something?
Question. Go ahead, you want to address it, Brother MT?
They said in the movie, he's a musician and he's looking for an audience. He's looking for an applause. So anytime people didn't approve of, or he thought somebody would approve of a quote unquote sacrifice or a thing he was doing, that's when he'd do it. He saw those people living in the slums and he's like, they saw me doing all this, they don't approve of this, we don't need this. And that's why the wife was like, you made this house.
Yeah.
I didn't need all of it. And that's why he's like, I'm gonna move down here, help all y'all, look at me, I'm making a sacrifice, and I hope y'all notice that's mainly what the black dude was saying. He was looking for the applause.
Yes.
And once he got it, he felt that he was doing something.
Yes.
Anybody else wanted to address other one else's question? Yeah. I just used both of them both of the pastors as young, I guess, because it seemed like they just, that town was just messed up in general, you know? It seemed like nobody had correct instruction, you know? Nobody had running true ministries over there. No, I'm just kidding. But it seemed like they were only doing what they thought was right and looking for approval. It seemed like that's what they were both looking for,
Yeah.
approval.
Yeah.
The black man felt like he had to prove something. You see that cross over there? It's
Mhm.
anywhere you could see that, this
Yeah.
is my neighborhood. Like, seriously? Are you kidding me? You know, there's just a lot of, like you said, lack of humbleness. It's just a mess.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And I mentioned this briefly before, I want to bring it up again a bit more strongly, is how, he, at the beginning, he said, you see what he did there? He blamed the man. Don't blame the man. But that's what he was doing the whole movie. And it was very, hypocritical on his part. Every chance he got, he said, we are down because y'all won't help us.
Yes.
And we were watching this and we're like, what are you doing to earn their help? You're being spiteful in front of this dude. Yeah, he's gonna want to come back and help
Yeah.
you. And just put that out there before I start rambling.
Yeah, that's
All right, did anyone, all right, go ahead.
One of the first scenes that I think set the stage for the whole movie, for the rebellious attitude of the movie, was when the child was climbing the roof, and he said to the gentleman, what kind of preacher's kid would he be if he obeyed me? I was like, what kind of thing is that to say? You know, so to me, that set the tone for a lot of the movie of, you know, yeah.
Hey, your father ain't clap first for that. I clapped that too. I was like, oh, okay. So it's gonna be one of them.
Yes.
So yeah, go ahead.
What did she say?
Oh.
She was saying how she could tell the tone of the movie, like the direction it was gonna go, where at the beginning, the child came in and playing around, was like, what kind of pastor's child would they be if they actually listened to it?
Okay.
She said that's the tone right there. Anyone, learn anything? Like, anyone take anything out of there to bring? Go ahead.
What I saw, the scene where one of the guy on the board quit, I put that in an equivalent where your your right hand is offending you
yeah.
to cut it off. That was a stumbling block. He said, I can't do this, and he quit.
Oh man, your father ain't clap first for that. Yeah, I really like that part because he was like, what was the word? Appreciate. What's the word? He was like, we have 1 for, 1 opposed, and 2
Abstain.
abstain. There we go. He was like, no, I don't abstain. I couldn't get it right, you know.
Yes.
Yep.
Don't put none of them. Like, don't get me involved in none of this
Oh, yeah.
kind of thing. And man, I felt that part because his face was like. I don't even want to talk about this, you know, this is ridiculous. I don't even want to tell y'all wrong because y'all know it, kind of thing, and just walked out. So, man, I like that part too. Go ahead, anyone else?
I think my favorite part of the movie, and I think it had to do with the second chance thing, it reminded me of Jamie Gray's song, Show Jesus, and how the lady was helping the other lady, get off the streets and stuff like that. And a lot of times, you hear all the time what people say, sometimes you might be the only Bible, that people will see. We're supposed to be showing the love of Yeshua, and especially being a goal, I don't always have that compassion for people, and it just reminded me, am I showing, somebody who's hurting, they might just want somebody to just, speak a word or just hear them out, just listen to them or whatever. And I thought that those two characters really showed a good example of how someone in need might just want somebody to talk to and not judge them. They just need somebody to help them, whatever path that y'all have for that person who's in need. Maybe you're the one who's there to listen. So just showing Yeshua whenever you can.
Oh man, and the movie definitely, not the movie, but the churches, I felt definitely like that.
Yeah.
I think they did a good job of showing that this is not an open help church kind of thing. It was more of a, you gotta fill out these terms and conditions.
Yes.
You know, like if we are the body song, that
Yes.
counting.
Exactly.
Yeah, 'cause there's a lot of judging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anything else? Anybody else learn something or took something away from that as positive? Go ahead.
I know, right? I saw a clearer picture of part of what we talked about this morning, about hating on someone's anointing. Was that this morning or was it the last? Yeah. Okay, but it seems, yeah, it seemed like the black pastor was hating on the white guy's Gucci on his anointing to sing, you know, it's that, to a certain extent, I kinda lost my train, but anyway, there you go.
Okay. Okay, praise God. Other than else, are your hand raised? And then other than you,
I don't think it was any of the main points, but one of the things that I also got out of it, that I liked about the movie, I should say, was that, how there was an attempt to have a sense of community, how they were, cleaning up their area, and, we gotta look out for, even though I don't think it's anything wrong with the pastor going abroad to help other people, he was like, where our focus here is to focus on the people in this community and help out the people who are in need and things like that. I like that about it, that, I guess the name of the, I don't know if it was the name of the big church, and this was denomination of it or something, but it was called The Rock. So, even though they kind of missed that, the overall point, I think they went too far astray with it, but they were saying, that this organization here, we're supposed to be a beacon of light for the people in the community. When they see this church or this steeple or the people who are in this church, they're supposed to see a sense of community that we belong together in. So I really that's what I pulled out of it anyway.
Sense of community. She looked like the Cornelia reference. Alright, anybody else? Mira, or Thaddeus, got anything to take? Brother Jonathan? Any last words? I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Any last comments from anyone? Before I bring Pastor up to the front? Go ahead, I'll let them know.
My last comment is, I really did like the movie, but in all honesty, it was a bunch of how not to do stuff for me.
I mean, anyone else feel the same?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Definitely a bunch of what not to do. Go ahead.
But that's a Christian movie, right?
It was in the Christian bookstore.
It's like if I'm watching a Tyler Perry movie or something. I mean, I think it could have, a lot of that, the point could have been made without a lot of it.
I agree. I'm gonna keep my eye out for those. I prayed about it. Believe you me, I prayed about it. Pretty hard. It was for a reason.
Oh, yes.
So, but yeah, I'm not alone with that. Like really. Well, that be all. Thank y'all for participating in the zone with me once again. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up Pastor.
Yes.
with the question about the preacher, the white preacher there. What exactly was the question being addressed?
My question was, what were they trying to do with his character? Were they trying to show him as new, or was he supposed to be mature? Because it looked like to me, it looked like he was a new Christian, but his job title said associate pastor, which meant he had been in ministry for a while, and so I was kind of just confused of where they were going with the character.
Yeah, from what I saw in there, he said that he really wanted to serve the Father. And he wanted to do it in comfort, like he said. But as he was doing it the only way he knew how. Nobody ever taught him how to do things, and he was doing it the way he knew how. He seen his dad do it and stuff like that. So I believe he had a qualification of associate pastor. I believe he could preach the word, and I believe he was a minister, a minister of sound. But at the same time, he can interact with people, but at the same time, the black preacher didn't give him a chance to show what he can do.
Yes.
Because he didn't want to have nothing to do with it. Because he already had made his decision that this guy was just going to be in and out. And which he wasn't from the get-go. He had a good heart. What he was trying to do, he was trying to learn. If you step back for a minute and through all his faults and faults, he was just trying to learn what to do and how to deal with this situation. Because you got to remember, he got put in the hood.
Yeah.
You know, he got put in the hood, got his stuff stolen and everything, he still came back.
Yeah.
And you know, his daddy is the head pastor, he had to come back, you know. But, you know, I had more respect for him than anybody else. Because what we don't seem to understand is that people think that going out in the street is just like going out in the building. And it's a completely different world.
Yes.
And I've done street ministry. I've done tent ministry. I went out on the street, had open air meetings. And when you deal with people of that nature, somebody said something about they didn't like how the man gave them street 3 strikes or whatever. You have to have boundaries with those people, because they will use you. They will lie. Matter of fact, in the ministry I was in, dealing with street people, they came in and stole all the CDs.
Boy.
And we had a whole bunch of them. We used to keep the ministry open for people to come in and need help, wanted to pray or whatever. And everybody was in the back office, and they came in and took all the CDs. So, you know, you have to have boundaries. You just can't go out there and act like these are trained people, because some are crazy. The majority are con people. That's how they make their living. And, you know, every now and then you run across someone that needs help. When someone needs help, I don't care how much you try, you cannot, like the one lady who came in and left, you can't help them if they don't want it.
Right.
I mean, she chased the lady down, which, you know, I disagreed with, but Yeshua said, by your faith you made whole. He didn't run them down, not like that. When he talked about chasing someone, that was someone who was already got saved. They didn't have to leave, which we'll get into a little bit later. But, you know, like I said, you cannot help anybody who don't want to help. You got to have boundaries. You have to set rules. So listen, if you come here late 3 times, that's it. Don't come back. Well, that's just so wrong. Well, that's just the way it is. And one dude, he didn't know dude was on crack. He felt sorry, and that's what everybody problem was. They were going by feelings. I feel this, and I feel that, and I feel that. This is a bunch of nonsense. Deacon Board telling the head pastor what to do.
Ooh wee.
And not only that, but threatening him.
Yes.
If that ain't the most satanic, the complete opposite of how the Father set things up, there is no way, no scriptural reference of any deacons or anybody telling a head what to do.
All right.
That's why he's the head. You hear what I'm saying? And you get in those big churches like that, it's a business. It's all about, okay, it's like going to work. And they put in their hours. And then their hours up, they go home. And I ain't saying they didn't want to serve you. Like the man wanted to move into the poor neighborhood. People do that all the time. They go to these countries, they live poor, and they do that. The father calls something. Some just do it because they think it's the right thing to do. But people do that all the time. Now, listen to me.
Yeah.
Because what they showed in there was a lot of truth and a lot of nonsense that goes on in the church. I mean, people are shocked. Oh, he cussing. Well, that's what they do. They pick words out of the Bible, and they say, well, it's in the Bible, and they figure it's okay that they use it out of context. For example, when he told going to the bathroom joke, that's called revival.
Lord.
That's completely wrong
Lord.
for pastors talking about that part in that context. You hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Well, Pastor, we tell jokes all the time. Ain't nothing wrong with jokes. I can tell jokes to my wife that I'm not going to tell to Brother Thad.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell that to a minister that have trained. That was just completely wrong. That showed who he was.
Yeah.
That, I mean, y'all, if anybody didn't see that, he knew cussing was wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he thought he got Kool-Aid points for loving his enemies. And then at the same time, he said, ain't nobody keeping score. But he's always talking about all the people he helped.
Yes. Would you?
That's called a hypocrite.
Okay.
Well, he's a hypocrite.
Yes.
What he was doing was that to be completely wrong. When he came into the place and he was trying to have his meeting, and he was cussing, fussing, fighting in the name of Yeshua.
Lord.
First of all, that fight was a lie because he got shot.
Yeah, for real
It was 1 against 4, and the other 3 just stood up there and looked at that one. That was in fairy tale land. And second of all, I know they show it on TV a lot, but you even come playing in the neighborhood out there. You have to pay those crackers to leave people alone. They have to give them money to leave their church folks alone. But nobody go to church. I'm telling you now. There's a lot that goes on that people don't know about. And they go and they talk to them, and the people they don't fear y'all. And they will rob you going to church. Y'all can read.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next one. The one guy washing the feet.
Yes.
That's just completely wrong. They wash the feet to make it seem like forgiveness. I need your forgiveness, so I need to wash your feet. Yeshua washed the disciples' feet to teach humbleness.
Yes.
The leader washed the disciples' feet. And Yeshua said, me being the head, the leader, wash your feet. You ought to wash one another's feet.
Yep.
In other words, you ought to humble yourself before each other. Now, the leader, if they imitate what Yeshua did, the leader washed the servant's feet. The head pastor should have washed the associate pastor's feet.
Yeah.
See, I grew up in that,
Yes.
and the pastor used to walk around
Yes.
and wash everybody's feet
Yep.
in the whole church. If you was there, you took your shoes off,
Yep.
and he came around with a pan and some water,
Yep.
and he dropped the water on your feet, and he dried them off. And the deacon, sister pastor was behind him, holding the towel. He had the towel going across there. And they did that. They did that as a tradition of showing humbleness. He said, I'm your servant if you need me, I'm here. Not forgive me.
Yes.
Not I've done you wrong.
Yes.
That has nothing to do with nothing.
That's right. Yes.
It all shows humility.
Yeah.
And how they did that angered me. Because they twisted what Yeshua did, which was so powerful. See, he did that before the Last Supper.
Yeah.
He was getting ready to have the Last Supper, and he did that. And he knew Judas was going to betray him. And he said, all y'all clean except one. He said, but for scripture's sake, I do this. But he told him, if your feet clean, your whole body is clean.
Yeah.
In other words, when you walk it, if your path is correct, like we talked about, everything's going to be saved. It's going to be correct. You're going to be made whole. That's why Peter was like, no, you cannot. This is the Son of the Most High. No, you can't wash my feet. And then Yeshua said, if I don't wash your feet, Peter, I don't have nothing to do with you. But Peter said, wash my feet, my head, and everything. But see, they took that and they twisted something so special. And Yeshua told them to do it among each other. Just show humbleness. I did you wrong, so I'm going to wash your feet. And washing the feet was when a person came in, a traveler came in to your home, you wash their feet. Why? Because they lived in a desert.
Yes.
And their feet were dirty. And you didn't want them to walk through your house with dirty feet.
Yes.
So, they had weary, hot, dirty feet. You washed their feet. You did that. The woman would come, and just like alabaster box and all that.
Yeah.
That's the same thing. The woman came with the box. She just used oil instead of water. It's the same thing. Wash the traveler's feet. Comfort him. And he told, I think it was whoever's house he was in. He said, I came in here, you didn't wash my feet. You didn't anoint my head. You didn't do nothing. You didn't let me wipe down or nothing. She came and she gave me the best gift.
Yes.
He was saying, you didn't do nothing, but you want to condemn her for breaking oil on my feet. Shut up.
Yes.
So, it's meaning behind all that. And I was very, that kind of angered me. First of all, you got someone running around and they make it seem right, doing the exact opposite of everything you should do.
Yes.
And the man even said, you ever heard of what would Jesus do? He told that in one scene.
Yeah, he sure
He said,
did.
you ever heard of what would Jesus do? And the dude looking at him like, these streets. I'm telling you, man, when you walk the street, people are crazy. I'm telling you, you run into straight devils. You run into crazy people. You have to have a plan, and you have to be disciplined. I don't care if it is your neighborhood.
All right.
You y'all listen to me.
Yes, sir.
I didn't know about that money. I did not like it. I didn't mind doing an open air meeting. But I hated walking the streets,
Yeah.
passing out stuff, not passing out flyers, but walking the street saying, do you need me, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because people lie,
Yes.
they use and abuse you.
All right.
And another thing about the movie, comfort is sinking sand.
Boy.
That was about the stupidest statement I ever heard in my life. Comfort is sinking sand.
There you go.
That's what the Catholics teach. You have to injure yourself. You have to crawl up these steps to be holy, to be in Mary's good graces. What that man said was total stupidity. Seriously.
Yes.
I don't want to have this because I be around people who don't have nothing. There's a reason why they don't have nothing.
Exactly.
It's not like they deserve whatever, that somebody just did them wrong. There's a reason they don't have nothing.
Yep.
He don't want to go to work.
Hello.
He's sitting home watching his son burn up the house.
Yep.
Talking about he a doctor and he's not going to push grocery carts. Well, you'll be hungry.
Okay.
He said, you really keeping my, yes. Yeah.
That's real talk, Pastor.
Comfort is sinking sand. Okay. Put some nails in your shoes, man.
Yes.
The scene where the deacon quit. I could understand him quitting.
Yes.
But who's gonna be the salt?
Oh, there you
Everybody can't quit. Who gonna be the salt? to make a difference, to stand up against that.
That's true. Wow.
Somebody got to stay there and make a difference.
Wow.
I was in the ministry a long time that I wanted to leave. But I was humble, and the Father told me to stay, so I stayed. And I did what's right. Everything I did was done in integrity. It still is. And you know why?
Wow.
Because I do it unto my Father.
Yes.
Everybody can't leave. Everybody can't quit. It's somebody got to be salt. Somebody got to lay down their life for a friend. Anybody listening to me?
I hear you, Pastor.
That's pretty much what I got. Anybody got any questions or anything about what they saw? Go ahead.
I have a question about the sinking sand scene. Like, I didn't understand that at all. Like, what was he trying to say?
He was, he was singing a song that Christ is solid rock, everything else is, it's supposed to be everything else you stand on, put your trust in the sinking sand. So if you trusted in comfort, yeah, that's a sinking sand. But he said that he was living in comfort in that sinking sand. He was saying something, that's why they moved to the poor neighborhood. He was saying, because he wasn't like them, that he was sinking sand. He wanted to serve, but now he said, well, the only way he can serve is to live like them. That's just like saying the only way I can help drug dealers is I can go out there and lay on the street and live with them. No, that's crazy. And you'll be surprised. And that's what I mean. He wanted to do right. He needed a teacher. He needed a teacher. If I'm up here preaching and every other word I speak is a cuss word, you see me out there cussing and fussing, why would you listen to anything I say?
Come on now.
If I can't control myself, if I can't control my body, if I can't control my temper, how in the world am I leading and guide you?
Man.
When you can't control yourself, when you can't control your mouth, when you're doing these things, you know why? Because you don't fast and you don't pray.
Oh, there you go.
Fasting kills that body every time. Believe me, I know, because I don't think a man in the world had a greater temper than me. I really don't think so. I didn't care nothing about fighting. I didn't care nothing about getting beat up. I didn't care nothing about nothing. If you made me mad, I went in your grill. And that's the bottom line. I did not care. Not that I was bad at anything. I was crazy.
He is.
Really, I had something wrong with me. For real. Man, I got so many church, boy, I wouldn't know. But the Father delivered me.
Yes.
He delivered me. And I wanted to be delivered.
See.
I got tired of blacking out. I used to get some man, I'll black out and just crazy, wake up and crazy, and I beat somebody up, I'm choking somebody. It was something wrong with me, man. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know it was possible to be like that. It's just something come over me, and now I know it was a spirit. And I just think the Father, he let me kill nobody.
Yes. Yeah.
But believe me, I would have. Matter of fact, I left to do it one time. And dude left his home because he knew I was coming. Somebody called him and told him I was coming. Hey. Crazy. And the Father can deliver you out of any circumstance. Y'all listen to me?
Yes, sir.
On the solid rock. You got to understand, Sharon?
Yes, thank you.
Any more questions? I heard the answer. So many times in so many ways, we get all out of bounds trying to do right.
Yes. Me.
And we know we got to serve the Father by faith, not by fear. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Serve the Father out of faith. He said, love and kindness have I drawn thee.
Yes.
But at the same time, he told you to make a stand. He says, love your enemies. Do good to them that hate you. Not sit over and tell them you're going to knock them off. I learned that secret, man, and it saved me so many times. Actually doing something good when I knew somebody hated me. Even if I was just saying, yo, what's up, man? And smile. I did something. See, that's the problem. We don't do anything. We try to avoid them.
Yes.
But you have to do good. Because that's what you should say. Amen.
Amen.
More questions? I had said something else I wanted to address. Hmm? Faith what? Keep talking, I cannot hear you. Say it more.
Maybe it was the no faith part,
What said, what was it no faith for?
where I said, I noticed a lack of faith.
That was a lack of humbleness.
I said humbleness first, and then I said, no faith, where people
Oh,
felt,
yeah.
they felt they had to do something, and I went into detail saying, not that you can't help people, not that faith without works is dead. That wasn't it?
What?
Maybe,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
maybe it's the part Madrid was talking about, the guy had one foot in, he had all his bases covered. The one guy had all his bases covered with Yah, and with the lottery ticket, and with the lucky tie, and all that. I was wondering what your thoughts were on that.
The guy that trusted in love.
Yeah.
I even in the prayer, I really don't think, now hear me, I really don't think he really trusted in that. I think it was all a joke to him. And what I mean by that is that when he had a chance to get a free lottery ticket, even if somebody gonna hand me a lottery ticket, I'm gonna take it. I don't play the lottery, but somebody did tell me, hey, if it wins, that's more money.
Yeah.
I didn't play it. I mean, they gave it to me. They used to do it at work all the time. Hey, go, free lottery ticket. Go ahead, my free lottery ticket. Hey, here's my. I don't play them. I didn't make it seem like I played it. But when he got a chance, and see, that showed he wasn't addicted. And he said he got a job interview. Why would he say that? I don't want to jinx it. Because he knew playing the lottery was wrong. He know for him, he shouldn't be playing the lottery. So I think in him, he knew right from wrong. And I think he was making jokes and different things. Not being serious about it. See, you remember what one scene when that slow guy said, I was more concerned about what you said than how you felt? Well, he should have been.
Yes.
That's right. Come out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaking. If you cursing yourself, you're not going to get better. I don't care how you feel about it. And Scripture tell you, well, tell them that's wrong. And so he come back and said, I'm sorry because I was more concerned about what you said. Because you were supposed to be. And the same way goes with that guy. He prayed. And I really felt he was joking around because the man had messed up the prayer.
That's a good point.
And I think he was playing about the 15%. Because you saw integrity when he stood up and looked at the man and said, I don't want to jinx it. Like, hey, I was just messing around with you. You just gave my friend money and he's going to mess up. And I know you're trying to buy our friendship. You're trying to buy your way and just say, here, throw money in. That's integrity. So I think within him, he knew right from wrong. And I think he was living in integrity. Or he was trying to get there. Maybe he played the lottery every now and then. I don't know. But he was using that luck thing, which he was coming out of. I mean, how would you feel if a pastor handed you crack? You don't crack it, he said, here you go, here goes some crack.
Now, if it was Pixie Sticks.
Yes.
Somebody had said something. This is not what somebody said something. Oh, you're hearing me.
When you was talking about that, you said something, oh, what the guy was saying, he was more concerned about, what he said, and he should have been. I thought about the message that's being sent out today, where they telling you not to judge people about what they're doing on the outside, but, judge, you gotta look at what they're feeling and look at their heart. And I saw it as a trap of the enemy, another twisting of the truth, that the enemy is doing. And then also the boy that did curse, he did what his leader did. His leader was cursing, so he did, So,
And it's amazing how people and us, we don't even see it. Because we, especially in today's society, people don't even know how to stand for the truth. They don't know how to stand in integrity. It's a lot of things I did not do simply because of integrity.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of opportunity to do wrong. And nobody would ever know me.
Say that.
But I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know my father said no. Serious talk. I mean, you name it, I said no. I left the house one night to go rob somebody to pay the rent. And the Spirit said no. And I turned around and came back home and I just went in the room. I couldn't do it. And believe me, I would have done it early on. But about a month earlier, somebody at ATM would have been in trouble. For real, and it's just crazy. You'll be surprised how far you sink down a hole. And it just starts with one step. Gravity pull you down, just like sin is gravity. It just snatch you down the hole. And you'll be doing things you never thought you would do. Now, you're like, I never do that. And you don't have the Spirit of God in you do it. I'm not condoning it because it's dead wrong. But I thank God for His Spirit because he said no. And he gave me the ability to say no. I'm being real with you.
Oh, man.
There's a lot of things that you can do. You have the power to say no.
Yes.
Sin does not have, I'm telling you, that's one of the first messages I ever preached. Sin does not have dominion over you. You do not have to sin. You sin because you want to. You can't blame nobody but you. Because every time you sin, it didn't just happen.
Nope.
It built up. That seed had to grow on the inside of you, and you let it grow. And then you had to speak it into existence. You had to say something to get that thing to life. Because it came out of your heart. So don't look at, oops. One dude came to me one day. He said, man, I shouldn't have done it. I made a mistake. Man, I see myself doing anyone commit adultery. But I just made a mistake. It was a mistake. I don't know what to do. I said, don't lie to me.
Man.
It ain't like you was walking along the street and tripped on the can and said, "What?" and jumped in the bed.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, she was naked and your clothes came off in midair. That wasn't no mistake. That wasn't no accident. That was purposely sneaked around and done.
Yes.
Somebody paid the hotel bill.
Yeah.
I wish I wouldn't have done it. Well, what are you going to do about it? I don't know. What should I? You should go tell your wife.
Amen.
That's what you should do.
Yeah.
You sit your hips down and you get some counseling. And you should tell your wife. Because guess what? It's going to come out.
Oh, she gonna find out.
It's going to come out. So if you got to get a divorce or whatever, you just fight for your marriage. But you got to make this thing right. You can't have your wife running around and you done slept with somebody else and then you go to sleep with her and give her whatever.
Yeah.
and then you gonna think you got away with it, and you just wanna do it again later on. I bet if you tell her you won't do it no more. I bet you that. I guarantee that'll be the last time. You won't be able to see for a while. You gonna have some shades, you gonna rub some shades on.
Yes.
I ain't listen to you no more.
Yes.
It ain't my fault. You got to say no. I walked home just so I would. Serious talk. The girl, I'm going over a friend's house, we supposed to be chilling. The girl came over and she supposed to let me into my pants. She want to talk to you in the room. Okay. I stood up and hit the door. Good time to go home. I was already ready to go when the girl came in. I thought maybe she was just coming by to get something or do something. And then, you know, another girl came and you know, she really want to talk to you. She got okay. I stood up, and what this is how I did. I stood up, I walked, the door was here to go outside, and the door was there to go in the room. I stood up and walked and went straight to the door. And you heard the scream go doo-doo. Let me put in, where you going? And I'm walking. I went straight to the 7-Eleven. Now, you can come get me.
Good job.
He said, where you at? Crazy around here. How you got there? You come get me, woman. I meant please. Listen, you have to make a decision. And I knew in my heart there was nothing more important than my marriage. My family. It was no way. I had the kids to go to, it just wasn't gonna happen. The kids were gonna go with me staying over here. And they all over there, and I see them every night. No. That ain't gonna happen. This is stupid. It's stupid. You gonna be the same woman for the rest of your life? Yes. Wow. Mommy? See, they don't understand. It's called buddy.
Yes.
We have it, like my wife said, you always get the same thing. I'm just a creature of habit. That's who I am. If I like you, I like you. I still like you. If I like you, I like you. If I don't, hey, I ain't gonna hate you, but hey, I ain't gonna fool around with you.
All right.
The difference between love and like.
Yes, it is.
You love your enemy, you ain't gotta like them.
That's true.
That's on real.
Yes, sir.
But you do good for it.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know why I went down. I'm trying to go over. I'm trying to sit down. Is that about all? All righty. Wanna get this? Come on, give the Father a hand clap of praise. I think that's about it. Kind of what that is. Father preach. I start preaching again. Whatever will last or whatever.
Yes.
And I got a lot to say. But we'll see. Everybody had a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
I had a great time. That was a good lunch, too.
That was amazing.
My wife said, well, who are you? How you ate all that food? Yeah, I was in the hospital for a long time and I didn't eat nothing.
Man.
Applesauce.
I ain't gonna see no more applesauce. Applesauce and grits. I'm saying, I ate every day, I didn't eat nothing. I ate 2 grapes. And
Grapes are
4.
good.
Yeah. It's not grapes. You're not eating. Y'all aggravating me. My stomach hurting me.
Yes.
That's the truth, man. That was a great. Come on, let's give the other hand.
No, for the food.
Oh.
There y'all go. I think I passed you what to do.
I tried to save you. Don't lock me out the work.
We was doing bylaws and the laws for the ministry. I said, there will be no deacon board.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about that.
Yes.
I got the final say so. And it's called a veto. Put it in there. You read our Constitution and bylaw, pastor and the president has the final say so in everything. Upon pastor and president approval. You know why?
Why?
Because I gotta stand before you.
That's right.
And I got an answer for what he told me to do
Yeah.
with the RT now. And he gonna hold me responsible.
Yes, it
And he gonna say, why you had a deacon board? And I told you don't get that.
did. Yep.
You don't get me. I don't understand. I'll be the one running around there trying to catch. I mean, come on, you stand for judgment, dude. You know you just got out of here. You know you going straight to the lake of fire. I don't know how you think he's gonna get better. Just take off, start running. Don't even wait for him to call your name. Just run. I don't know. I know, right?
I ain't going to hell, can we all see
You're watching the movie. You gotta run.
Oh,
Hey, for real. You know you ain't never did nothing good in your whole life. And you know you're going to hell. Can you imagine dying and you know you're going to hell?
no.
Follow them.
And then it's being sure with some like, we got you. You better run. It's a setup.
Yeah.
You know you ain't did nothing good. Run. You know you ain't something. Y'all run.
Okay.
Oh. Well, I can't read it.
Oh, she probably saying time's up.
Is it?
Times in the movie, he had to sign
That's
times
saying
up.
time's up.
When the black man was talking about.
That could have been me, but I'd have went another 10 minutes. I said, if you have your Bibles,
Yes.
read it. Thou shalt not have a digging board. They put the digging board together to decide what they're going to eat, how they're going to distribute food, and stuff like that. They had nothing to do with telling the apostles what to do.
Yeah.
The apostle said, listen, we ain't got time to decide who get the beefaroni and who get the chicken McNuggets. Y'all need to work that out among yourselves. I ain't got time to be sitting around saying, well, you need to clean that. That's why we got, y'all need to work that out. That's something that y'all need to do. I already been there and done that. They said we did that under Yeshua. We got the food. We decided. Yeshua ain't tell us all that. We decided. Y'all pick godly men and y'all work that out. Stop bothering us with stupid stuff.
Yes.
Because if you lie, just like lying to the FBI, you going to jail.
Hello.
Exactly. I mean, come on, you lie to the spirit of God. Listen, if people start dropping dead, a whole lot of people get saved. And the devil start coming to church,
Yes.
and they start dropping dead. And that's what happened at the beginning, because we had to be a pure church, and pure bride. And that's how it's going to be at the end. People dropping dead for being a hypocrite. Amen? So you need to check yourself. What are you doing? What are you doing that movie had to be played? What was the moral of that movie? What was the total sum of that movie? If you had to rename that movie, what would you call it? Hypocrites or Us?
Foolishness in the church.
Foolishness in the church? I mean, think about that. Why did that movie have to be played? What in your life suggested that you needed to see that movie? What are you thinking? What are you doing? Because it's something. They ain't just played for you to sit up and laugh.
Yeah. That's good.
People cuss, lie, and cheat all the time. Do you hear what I'm saying? All the time. And then at the same time, say, I am a child of the Most High. And somebody brought up that song by Smokey Light, and that's so true. It says, it's hard to tell who's a real Christian. Yeah, it's hard to tell who's a believer. I know the word, don't get me started. But the second verse, he said, you say that you're a believer. Said, nobody's ever going to believe you. It's Sunday, the only day that they see you. Don't wait too late. Right now, the world is in need of somebody who ain't afraid to speak up, to make those suckers want to be like us. It don't matter where you from or where you been. If you will say so, say so. All the believers come out. Don't be afraid. And that's the problem. What's going on with your life? Fear. You want to be in control. You're a hypocrite. You're lying. You listen to stupid things. You doing stupid things. So, only you know. Time's up, Abby. No more questions? Any announcement, Evan? Anna Banana, you tell on our tablet. But she put the what's happening.
Yes, you did.
We don't want me to draw pictures. So we finna dismiss it and that's it. Y'all have a good time today?
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
Let's get up on right here.
Yes.
Where you going?
Woo.
What's up? You want to listen to this too? Say, Sean. Sean.
I say, yeah, I say, Sean. Say, Shalom. Say, you shall know the truth.
Oh,
Will you say it?
yes.
Wow. Everybody look at me. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Shalom, shalom. Same home. See you next week on the That's it. Stop.
Yes.
Stop.
Yes.
Chill. Nope. Yes, it's yes.
Yes.
Come on, let's pray for the people. You want to pray with me? Yeah? Come on, yeah. Come on, let's pray. Come on, let's pray.
Yes. Boy, yes. Somebody gotta have some sex around here. You sure know.
Child, get down.
Look to your, look to your neighbor and say, ye shall know the truth.
You shall know the truth.
And the truth.
And the truth.
Gonna make you free.
Gonna make you free.
The truth.
The truth.
It is.
It is.
What it is.
What it is.
Shama shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Flame on.
Flame on.
Reboot.
Reboot.
Shazam. You are dismissed. Let me get a phone and back to Anna banana. Anna banana.